Today's April 12th. Today's quote is entitled, "To Think I Am Humble." The more we realize we are becoming humble, the more we become proud of it. But if I am courageous, for example, it doesn't turn me into a coward to acknowledge my courage or be rewarded for it. Other virtues work in the same way, but humility is by nature resistant to self-evaluation and self-appreciation. The minute one appreciates his humility, he is not humble. So the concept here is that if I think I'm humble, then at that point I cease to be humble. Whereas if we're talking about courage and I think I'm courageous, that actually empowers me. It doesn't inhibit my courage to acknowledge my courageousness, or it doesn't inhibit other virtues to acknowledge those virtues within me. They generally empower me. If I connect with my courage, if I realize I'm courageous, then I don't turn into a coward. But if I think that I'm humble, then I turn into a proud person. So that's the nature of pride. It's different than other virtues. It's resistance. It's resistant to self-evaluation in a sense, because as soon as you evaluate it, yourself as humble, or as soon as people tell you you're humble, then you're not humble anymore, because you naturally think, oh, I'm doing good, I'm humble. And then we naturally become proud of our humility, or simply the fact that we acknowledge our humility is a sign of pride. As I told that story maybe a month ago, these devotees, disciples of Bhaktisiddhanta, came to him and said, 20 years we're chanting and our chanting is not good. And he said, very, very good. I'm very happy to hear that. And they said, why are you happy to hear that? And he said, because it means you're humble. You're not coming to me saying, hey, Guru Maharaj, we're advancing, we're becoming Krishna conscious, we're chanting good rounds. But you came and said, we're not advancing, we're not chanting good rounds. Then therefore I could understand you're humble. So that's good. You're not proud. And so the nature of other qualities is they're not resistant to self-reflection, but humility is resistant to self-reflection. Now, you might say, but if I am to monitor my spiritual advancement, shouldn't I monitor my humility? Like, shouldn't I be aware? And the answer is yes, you should be aware, but you shouldn't be proud and aware. You should be aware of your own motives. Are you motivated to do things out of pride, out of ego, desire to be respected, honored, and appreciated? Or are you motivated to do things only to serve? You should be aware of that, definitely. But if you realize that your motives are more pure, they're not false ego-based, then don't become proud of that. Just thank Krishna that he's enabled you to have those desires. Then you can remain humble in evaluating your own humility. So there is a way to evaluate it without becoming proud. And sometimes it's necessary to evaluate our motives. Otherwise, we may be executing bhakti, which is mixed with something that it shouldn't be mixed with, and we don't realize it because we're not insightful about our own motives, our own reasons why we're doing devotional service.